Right. So that was the case. Right. So order to pay the government. Right. It is this case which makes, in fact, the private companies more popular. So after this case, it was well settled that even though you form the company, you are separate from the company you form. You can be a creditor of your own company, supplier of your own company, employee of your own company. Because company is separate, you are separate. So therefore, yes, this case clearly says, in fact, the separateness is also known as the Solomon rule, right? Because such a classic case, right? So way of incorporation, separateness is also known as the Solomon principle of Solomon rule, right? Because that case clearly established that even though you form the company, even though you control the company, you can see in this case, even though 7 members there, in fact, whose company was it? He can clearly control it. He has 20,000 shares, right? So he doesn't need the help of any other shareholders to get anything, right? Because if you have more than 35% of shares voting rights, you can do anything, right? So this clearly controls. So it was a Solomon's case. That is why even when they introduced single shareholder companies, the argument was even as far as in 1897, even if there was a requirement of 7 members, they were a single shareholder company, right? So they control the company. Therefore, there's no difference whether it is 2 or 1. So that was the case. So thereafter, it was well established that companies are separate from those who own it, those who form it, those who manage. And also, even though you form, you control the shareholder, but still you can be a creditor, supplier, right? Employee of your own company, right? So thereafter, there are some other cases as well. They also decide the or follow the Solomon case. So online people, we believe that you can hear us, right?
We can hear you.
So therefore, yes, companies are separate, right? After incorporation, even though there's a difference between the company and the partnership, right? Partnership, whether it's limited or what, will they be same. It's a separate, there's no separation. For company, once this even a partnership converted into a company, completely different from the date of incorporation, right? The partners are not liable. It's a company which is fine, right? So company shareholders are not agent of the company, right? They are not in any case, they are not liable for the act, default, or obligation of the customer. But like partnership for worker, there's no difference in fact, right? So they are also liable. But the act of the partnership, they are also liable. But for the company's act, default obligation, owners, shareholders have no liability. The company itself will pay all the liability. This is another example. This is a New Zealand case. At that time, New Zealand is also a English colony, right? I think there's a one student from the New Zealand, right? So I'm from New Zealand. Hello, are you there? Almost opposite time, right? But in this case, the New Zealand is a farming country. All depend on the content, right? So there's a misconception in Sri Lanka that country can be developed with farming, agriculture. But New Zealand is an exception. Right? Everything depends on the content. After Lanka, New Zealand by mistake. So this is important for. Right. So here is also it's about the farming company, air farming company, where they use those flights, small flights and helicopters for fertilizing and chemicals and all other reasons. So Lee had a company, the shareholders were Mr. and Mrs. Lee, where Mrs. Lee had one share, Mr. Lee had 99 shares. So one day he also flight the small flight and jets and helicopter. One day when he was flying, he met with an accident and he died. The company had a workman compensation insurance that cover only the employees. Then Mrs. Lee paid the insurance compensation. The insurance company did. The argument was Lee cannot be an employee, he is the owner of the company. So what do you think? Yes, there's no issues. Next, even though you are the owner, you are the sole shareholder, you have to whatever, you still can't incorporate company's demand. At the time he's dead, he was an employee of the company. Therefore, he is also covered by the workman compensation insurance, and he was entitled to the insurance company. So, you can be an employee of your own company. In fact, even the executive directors are employees. The company has given them a contract of employment. Right? Today, you know, whatever the position, CEO, whatever they are considered as employees of the company. Therefore, if you are executive director of your own company, you can be an employee of your own company. Right. So this is another case, which is a Canadian case. That was decided in 1925. At that time, Canada was also in English colony. Okay. So this case, yes, is also related to insurance again. Like here, there was a person called Macaura. He had the timber, large number of timber under his own name. When the timbers was under his own name, he got the insurance to cover those timbers, just in case if something happened. Later, he formed a company and transferred all the timbers to the company he formed. Unfortunately, there was a fire and almost all the timbers were burned. Then he claimed the insurance. The insurance company to get it. What do you think? Whether he's entitled to get the insurance or not? Not entitled. Why not? So you can ask him two ways, either according to the company law or according to the principles of insurance. Any insurance people need? No. Right, why not? Yes. The practice of the insurance company to reject the insurance. Yes, the Macaura had the insurance, but he had no timber. Timber belonged to the company. Company had no insurance. Before the eyes of law, company is a separate person. Even though you are the sole shareholder, still you are a separate person. Therefore, for the company is not liable to pay. Under the insurance law, also you can explain it. Under insurance law, there is something called insurable principle called insurable interest. Right? Under that concept, there must be a interest, there must be a relationship. Right? So court decided that shareholders have no insurable interest in the company. You know, in the life insurance, this is very important. Next, only you can insure your life or maximum your risk. Not even just, not simple. No, next, only you and your risk. Okay. Others have no insurable interest. Okay. So you can't insure the next door, right? Okay, and you don't have a benefit. There's no insurable. Likewise, in this case, for decided, even though you are a sole shareholder, still shareholders have no insurable interest in the company. Right? Company is separate, shareholders are separate. Then court decided that legally the insurance company is no bound to pay the compensation. So we have some cases from Srilanka. So DFCC Bank versus Mudita Pereira. It is decided in 2010. Right? Any bankers here? It's a how interest is there. Only one time. Right. In this case, Mudita Pereira was a death of a companion, where his companion has taken a loan facility from DFCC bank. So, this loan was more than 5 million. If a loan is more than 5 million, there's a special law relating to the Parat execution. I heard that the Parat execution under that, when the loan amount exceeds 5 million, bankers have given a special privilege. Without going to the court, they have a right to sell the property and recover their loan amount. The special privilege given to the bank under that Parat execution. Generally, they have to go for first loan, they have to go to the court and get the order, and then only they can sell. But under that Parat execution, without going to the court, they have a right to sell the property and recover their. However, for that too, there are two exceptions. One exception is that if the property belongs to the third party, then they can't exercise. Then they have to go to the court and follow the normal procedure. So sometimes, some people get loans, keeping some other person's assets. In this case, the bank was given loan to a company, but the security was given by the director's property. Then the company failed to repay the loan amount. Then the DFCC bank filed a case against the company and they try to exercise the Parat execution because it's more than 5. But Mudita Pereira argued that the loan was given to the company, but it is my security, therefore, I'm a director, I'm on the company, I'm a third party. Then you can't exercise that right. In this case, decided by the court of appeal, the court decided, yes, you can. Like a company is different, director is different. The company has given companies all property, maybe you could exercise. But that property belongs to a director. Therefore, it belongs to the third party. So, court followed the Colombo principle and thought that company is different, director is different. Right? So, therefore, that also followed the Solomon case. So, this is case decided in 1981, and it was little criticized by some lawyers, company lawyers. In this case, trade exchange limited was a government hotel at that time. So start sometime, right? At that time, it was belong to the government, right? So the Asian Hotels Corporation, it also starts on the maximum that compared belong to the government. Right? Government means 95% share belong to the Sri Lankan government. The board of directors were appointed by the tourism minister. That means again by the government. All the loan facilities were given by the government. It is almost look like it is an agent of the government. Okay. Within the hotel premises, we all know there are some special different type of shops. Right? Jewelry shops, money exchange, loan and all. So they are run by some different people. Within that hotel premises, there was a money exchange shop. So that Asian Hotel Corporation expelled them from their premises. Then those money exchange company that was within that hotel, they filed a case. In fact, they filed a writ case. Writs can only be filed against the government. If there are something called writs, this cannot say, that is going to be case to vary, like prohibition, like they are purpose, that military. So this anyway can only be issued against the government. Basically, to do something or not to do something, or about the appointment of government officers. MPs are not the basic citizenship. The Minder's prime ministership was carried under the treaty. Right? their qualification, appointments are also challenged by way of writ. Writs are issued against the government or government institution. In this case, they file a writ application against their expulsion. So, therefore, Asian Protest Corporation was a government. Writ can only be issued against the government. The question was whether this company represents the government. If so, they could issue the writ. If not, the court cannot issue. So, what do you think? 95% shares belong to the government. Or the loan financial facilities are given by the government. The board of directors are appointed by the government. What do you think? The court can issue the writ. Is it the government or no? That was exactly what our judges thought. Right? So judges were also in the opinion that even though it was below 95% whatever, judges were in the opinion that it is incorporated by separate act. Right? Therefore, it is not the government. It's a separate person. Therefore, it did not issue. However, this case was later criticized. So, because there are some exceptions to the Solomon case. Okay. I hope even for you, there are some doubts. This is a government order. So, some lawyers, even today, is in the opinion that this is where the court can distinguish this case from the Solomon case and would have been decided this as a government agent and he would have been issued. But anyway, Sri Lankan court followed the Solomon and decided it's a separate. Therefore, in all those cases, so companies different, shareholders are different. However, even though the principle is that the company is a separate person, you can't use that principle for improper purpose. For proper purposes, you can. As an example, as another example, you have so many advantages to get having a private company. So what type of occasions you can use that? If I do as a lawyer, what I have done sometimes. So there was one time, there was one client where they wanted to buy land. Minimum other than dollar, but parents and one child. They each had 50 acres. At that time, one child had more than 50. Then he said, what we can do. Then as a concern, I advise, we will have a concern. Now, only they have 50 acres each. We incorporate a concern. Concern shareholders are on for those three people. Now, there's no restriction for the concern to buy land. There's no limit. Then we do. So that is how sometimes you can legally also there's another case. He was also my friend that's more than five. He also wanted to buy a, in fact, it was not a land, in fact, it was a metal point situated in the Hangal area in Kulnanga. Huge metal story. They had some license from the first five in the country. So then he wanted to buy this. Then I put all the documents. Then I did the land was declared. Then at that time it was about more than about 200 million. So I personally went check. So then I knew that land belonged to the company. Then I asked him to give me all the documents related to the company. Then I knew that the company had only one shareholder, he was a Chinese. Then instead of buying land, I advised my client to buy the company. Then we bought. So what's the advantage? So the charge of property was stamp duty. 4%. You will pay 4%, right? 200 million 4% one of you. You have to pay. But we did by that. We got the company. Then we went to the company. We had only a transfer share. How much tax we pay? No tax for transfer of share. Right? Before that, there was a tax that is only 0.1. At that time, there was no tax. Right? So, things that you can do with the concept of corporation, right? We can pay the tax. Sometimes, if some people play by that, with the sole objective to resave it, first time you can incorporate company. Thereafter, you don't need to pay any taxes. You can transfer the share. That can be one time you have it. Those types of things can be. So, those are things that we do. That's illegal. Right? Sometimes we all know that in Srilanka that foreigners cannot have that. Right? Now there are, to some extent, still like now. As an example, now they can buy Colombo. Right? There was a law that even in the Colombo, they can only buy Colombo if it is more than 50. One day, one foreigner came and asked me, what is the, give me explanation. That why cannot they buy fourth or third, right? In fact, we were, very poor situation, how to explain this, right? There's no rationale at all, right? I don't know what the reason for that. Maybe there was a law that they only can buy condominium which is situated more than the fifth. I don't think that any person can justify that. Other do not think if there is some volume, there is some fundamental, there is only 20, 15, 25 units. If one foreigner bought all of them, it's almost like they have a land, right? But anyway, right? So, my question is, there are some restrictions for the foreigners to buy lands here in Sri Lanka. Don't they have any lands or houses in Sri Lanka? Foreigners. They do. Almost all the nice places in beach area, they have that. How do they do? According to they can they have that. Or at least they have to pay double taxes. But they do have. How do they do that? So they go to the legal firm. They know it's not how to get done. Right? So first they incorporate the company under the local's name. Right? Then that company buy whatever the property belongs to that property. Once it is done, then they do 100% share transfer to the foreign. Now there are restrictions, but before there's no restriction at all for transfer of share. Now, land or house or whatever belong to the company, company's core shareholder is the foreign. So that is how they do. So those are some type of things that I have done. Probably you have done some other things. You can do some other things. There are some officials where they legally cannot do business as because of their employment related to the what they do is they incorporate the company under their own name or their right name. They almost all the country are part of their own companies given to the company. Right? When you have a company, you don't need to disclose your name. It's the sole property for what it's obvious that you have to sign things and you have to disclose your name. But once you incorporate the company, your company name will be complete because of your name. Right? Even you can authorize any person to sign checks or whatever on behalf of. Right? So you can do business, you can control everything as it is not used without imposing. Likewise, there are so many ways that you can use the concept of corporation. Right? Some people use it for tax purposes. So that is how people legally use the concept of corporation. However, if it is plain obvious for the judges, the only reason to incorporate the company is some fraudulent objectives, then judges will list this case and will declare that the person behind it may be person in hand. Therefore, this concept of separation is not 100% pure one, right? The courts are in the opinion that there's a fraudulent objective behind incorporating, then those people involved in that might be. As an example, within the Companies Act itself, you can find some exceptions. Right? One exception is that there's one section which says if the company continue running without the minimum number of members, the existing members are personal. Therefore, if a public company or can compare run with one member, that member is personal liable because minimum members are two. That is imposed by the Companies Act itself. And also, according to the law, each and every company once incorporated is a separate one. But on the financial statement, Companies Act itself says when there is a group of companies, then there is a requirement for group financial statement. But in the eyes of law, there's nothing called group. Each company is a separate. Even under some section C71 or something, where the winding up of a company is a result of the Directors' Sectors Negligence Act. Those directors may be personal. Right? Therefore, there are some occasions where directors or shareholders may be personally liable, even though the rule is that there's no personal liability. Right? So those are the some concerns in the Companies Act itself against the separateness of the company. And also, courts also have imposed some other restrictions. So they are known as the exception to the Solomon Law. Right? So accordingly, if there is the reason or purpose of incorporating companies fraudulent action or avoid tax or avoid contractual obligation, court may declare that those people involved are personally liable. As an example, there was one case. In that case, a person entered into the contract to sell his land. Say A entered into the contract to sell his land to B. Then the sale and purchase agreement was drafted and stamped and registered. However, later A seller changed his mind. Now he doesn't want to sell his land to B. Now what he did was he quickly incorporated the company and transferred his land to the company. Then the buyer filed a case. In this case, court found that the only reason to incorporate a company is to avoid the contractual obligation. Therefore, here company, the court didn't say it's a separate person. Court ordered the company and the seller both to sell the land to be as land. And therefore, you cannot incorporate a company to avoid such contractual obligation. There's another case where an employee, right? He had the employment contract. According to the employment contract, there was a clause that if he leave the employment within 5 years, then he cannot have a similar business within 5 kilometers radius or something, and also he cannot service the customers of that company. However, this employee resigned and started his own business. What he did was he incorporated a company. Then he started serving that previous customer, the company. Here again, court decided the only reason to have a company is to avoid that employment contract. Therefore, court again decided it was a wrong thing and he was right. Therefore, the court will not let you to get some undue legal fraudulent action using this concept of fraud. However, those are exceptions. The main law is that the company must incorporate a separate person. No shareholders or directors are liable for the obligation or default of the company. Is it clear now? Yes. Once company is properly incorporated, companies can enter the contract just as you enter. So, I was thinking of explaining in the later lesson. It looks like you are ready to listen to that part as well, right? Like American is part of my mind. Yes. So we'll explain that part. How companies can enter into the contract? Yes. Compare is just a person like you and me. Right? So just like you and me, compare can also enter into the contract. But at the same time, we all know compare is a fiction. Right? Therefore, it cannot get its things done itself. Therefore, compare definitely need the help of the natural person to get its things done. So who are the natural person then? Who has the compare to get that things done? Basically, shareholders or board of directors. It is also not the rule, right? Company can completely appoint a third party to sign their document. There's nothing wrong. But basically, it is done by the board of directors or shareholders. So, this section 19 says how the company can enter the construct. Right? If you have a complaint, you can tell the section 19. In one side, it says how a natural person like you and me can enter the contract. On the opposite side, it says how a company can enter into the contract. So, first one says, yes, if a contract is required by law to be in writing, signed by that party and attested by notary party. Can you give me an example for that type of contract? It has to be written, signed by the parties, and should be attested by notary party. Example for such contract? Same thing, right? In fact, transfer, rent, lease, whatever, anything, any contract related to the immovable property, real property, must be attested by notary public before doing it. So, otherwise, those contracts are not right. Now, there are so many amendments as well. Right? Immovable property, so that's our amendment again, right? So, even the electronic signatures are not yet recognized for immovable property. They have to be signed for notary public before each other. Right? Electronic signatures are not yet recognized for immovable property. And with the traffic case in Marwan, so many amendments are implemented. Because he said, I didn't buy it, I don't know, and so on. Now you can't do anything. Now, if there's a contract related to the lands or immovable properties, both parties have to sign. They have to affix their some interest. We also have to create a recent proof of token. Right? And this stamp duty to be paid to the market price. Likewise, there are so many amendments to the immovable property. Right? So therefore, they are very formal. It has to be signed by the parties before notary party. So notary attestation is also very important. Right? So, good example is the transfer of property or lease or whatever. How company can enter transfer? Company commonly work agreement like a lease agreement tag. So it says it also has to be in writing. It also has to be in writing. And it also has to be attested by notary party. The only thing is, on behalf of the company, who has the right to sign? The law says it has to be signed by the two directors. On behalf of the company, it has to be signed by the two directors. It's just only one director by that director. Right? Or a person, the company has given the written express authority. Do you remember the agency law? Not implied law, principle law, right? If it's a deed, it should sign by the person who has the written express authority. That means a person who has either part of that and your resolution passed by the board. If it is signed by the directors, there's nothing wrong. That's okay. But it's still better to have a resolution because you never know whether they are directors, whether they are assigned. Right? Therefore, it is always advisable when you deal with the company to have a copy of the resolution. Now you can't even register a deed if there's no resolution attached to the deed. Right? And also, it is not signed by the two directors. It has to be a written express authority. That means that person should thereby the copy of the resolution, or it has to be provided by the articles or power of attorney should be. So that is how company can increase the benefit related to the immovable property. Is it clear? Right. So if it is not such a contract, if for a natural person, if it requires to be in writing, signed by the person. So there's no requirement of attestation. Not state attestation account that, but it has to be signed and sealed. Example for a written contract. Bank guarantee, okay, good. Or maybe partnership agreement with more than 1,000 capital. Or maybe leasing and hypothesis agreement. They can be in touch. They have to be written. So those sides. Leasing hypothesis agreement, partnership agreement more than 1,000 capital has to be written signed by the partner. But there's no requirement of attestation by the partner. How company can enter into such a contract? Well, some people will touch down there, but many people come to us. Then we also make some money. Then we just write before we end sign. It is not attestation, okay? Attestation is a weight responsibility. Attestation is a weight responsibility. And we don't have to take that. For that, we guarantee, we authorize that. They have signed before us. We also write how do they sign? Whether in single, English, they simply one. Right? They are us. That we have checked the identity card. Right? So all those things we have, right? And they more importantly, it is signed before them and before each other and before the family. Right? At the same time, we have all the parties are together. And then we have to also mention whether the consideration is passed. If so, how? By cash, by check, or bank transfer. Right? Whether it is paid to the market price. If paid, what are the numbers that they? Those all things have to be mentioned, right? In that expression, just in case we have got the court and given. This only required for the immovable court. But in many other cases, people come to us and they want to get it done before us. But it is not attested, right? It is not attested, right? But just for their spiritual understanding, for trust or whatever, they want the involvement of the lawyers. Then we also sign our signature and just write before. But it is not attestation, it's not a legal requirement. All the commercial agreement can be signed by the party. There's no involvement of the lawyers. But as a practice, some people come, right? Because just in case, when there are litigations, maybe the lawyer's evidence may be a good, trustworthy evidence. Right. How company can enter into such a leasing agreement? So it says how company can enter the contract. Okay, so company can enter such legal leasing agreement in writing. So it also has to be in writing, signed by the person, but who can sign? Any person who has the company's express or implied authority. Right? For the deed, only express authority. But for the leasing agreement, express or implied. If it is signed by the directors, there's no issue at all. It is implied like they have authority to sign. Or maybe see, maybe managing them. Right? So if it's implied authority, then they can sign such agreement. But they can sign a deed. Yes, even if there's only one way, they have some. There's a good question that I said in the deed about 3 months ago in Parliament. It was a land, the point, each be with the land. Right? Even I was, enjoying that, right? So first, it was a major transaction because that was the only property they had. Therefore, they need to pass a special resolution for, right? So this man passed a special resolution as a director and also as a chair, same person. And then, as a director, he also authorized himself to sign that deed. Right? There were 3 resolutions, right? As a director, as a shareholder, and as an authorized person who passed those. Therefore, even though there's only one person, still that requirement has to comply. Right? In fact, without resolution, now it's a deed, the that actually will not register. You do have to have a copy of the resolution. Right. That is because he's a separate person, okay? Sometimes people don't understand. But as a director, separate, as a shareholder, separate, as a company, separate. Right. It's a good example for this separation. Even though you are the only shareholder, still you have to pass those resolutions separately. So company hereby dissolved. So who is the company? The owner, right? So director is not like who is the director? The same person. The special resolution is passed by the shareholder. Who is the shareholder? Same person, right? But they have to get in that. They have to compare. Right. Then the third requirement is that for a natural person, if it is not required by law to be in fact, can you give me an example for a contract? It is not required to be in fact. So contract may be written order or in fact. A good example would be an employment contract. They are not required to be in fact. So how company can enter into such a contract? So law says such contract can be entered into by a contract in writing or order. So companies even can enter into the oral contract. If we can enter the contract, oral contract, company can also enter the oral contract. Again, it has to be signed by a person who has the express or implied authority. Right? If it's directors, there's nothing wrong, or maybe CEO, maybe director, maybe governor, maybe managing director, right? What is important is under the agency law, if the third part can believe this man has the authority to represent the company, then the company is definitely land. Right? Sometimes it is immaterial whether that man has the authority or not. What is important is whether this third party can believe this man has the authority to represent the company, then the company is land. Right? If it's a land, it has to be by directors or authorized express authority. In other cases, it may be even implied. If third parties can reasonably believe this man has authority to represent the company, then the company is land. Right? However, some people believe companies must be very formal. They only be in they have to be affixed by the company in both cities, right? So this section says nothing about those. Companies can also enter the contract just like the company. But the required for you and me are the requirements for the company asset. Only thing is that company has a fiction, therefore it has to be signed by the two directors or any person who has the authority to sign. If it's a land, it has to be a person with express authority. In other case, even it may be inside. Right? So somehow things will not be out, right? That was the under 1982 Act. Under 1982 Act, company was represented by the company embossed scheme. The directors were witness to the embossed scheme. But that requirement was now done away from the company law scheme. But if you want, we can have it, right? It is optional. It is not mandated. Right? So, but it is not, though it passed in 2012, it is 2023, still there are some people, they go behind the ceiling. Right? What can a seal can do today? She digital AI digital target, we lay one. Right? But some people still have people asking for seal. Right? On one hand, you should have the ability to touch it. Right? Just in case you can check because many things are available online. Without checking them, you send people to go here and there and come with the embossed. So, what for the company? The simple hands of the man. Then we have a doctor in Srilanka. May cancel it. After what they have done, obviously. That they have to understand what they are. That they will walk things like that. It is nothing. It's only 150 rupees. You will get it done. So it's possible to it's not a thing. There's nothing wrong with that. It can do nothing, but some government officers, they believe the seal can avoid the fraudulent task. The seal can avoid it, right? Passport, passport, not even the hard copies. Now there's an e-passport. That can you do fraud reduction with e-visa e-passport? Oh, when you go there, they know who are you, where you come from, that's all also. Even though there's no embassy, they know everything, right? When there's a field, people get feel that it is Pakistan, sometimes they can do fraudulent things. But these online things you can't do it. So, especially extension because there's auditor come, you should have an ability to trust people. To trust the employees of the company that they are honest, they are good. But you auditors, like, you don't do your work, you are like the right? In fact, it is not a role of them, right? Your auditors is to trust those type people and get your things done and make the auditors report for the members of the company. But our people go there and check all other things, right? And even sometimes advise the directors and shareholders, right? Which is completely not a part of the auditor's work, right? Unfortunately, when people are not there, right? Well, I'm saying, December, yeah, I have to give anything, right? But these people, they are not auditors, they are concerned. Completely not the role of that, role of that auditor. So we discuss them on the auditor, we have a separate one. Right. So that is how companies can enter the contract. So what I want to do is companies can also enter the contract just like you and me. And even the compensation is not must requirement today. But some people are traditional. If they want, they can have a compensation. How to decide exactly whether compensation is required or not? Right? Sometimes if the company's article says, right? When this company enters the contract, it has to be affixed by the company, then you have to. Right? Therefore, sometimes you may need to check the articles of association of the company. If the article says this company can only enter the immovable property with the company, then you have to. Right? If the article is silent, then there's no requirement of enforcement. Right? That's the one made a difference in the law before 2007. Before 2007, even by mistake, if you don't have enforcement, then the contract was what. But today, such simple things are not no more, right? So there's no requirement of that enforcement anymore. You also can look at the section 12 that also says that compulsory is not mandatory. If you can see section 12, 1F, what does it say? It says that company number and name should be stated in this. Company name and number should be stated in almost all the company letters and so on. So then under F it says company number and name should be stated in the company seal. Or again. Right. Everything one again. One everything. Yes, 12, 1F. Yeah. If you can. Yes. Company name and number must be stated in the company seal. Okay. If any, what does it mean? Feeling up here or not? Now I number that means. Unless you are again, so there's no seal, there's nothing wrong. Right? If there's no seal, there's nothing wrong. Even by this sector, it was implied that with the requirement of the mandatory requirement of the company. It says if any. If the company sees if any, right? So implied done away with the mandatory requirement of the company. Right. Therefore, company is not mandatory, right? Don't send your customers to read and they ask you for the company, right? Unless you are so careful about everything, right? Because if the company article says really then so anyway, to avoid all those disputes when you deal with the company, what's the best way to get it done? Always ask for a copy of a reference, right? Then there's no issue settled. That resolution means the company authorized those people to enter into such agreement and sign. Then you will no issue settled. Then if it is signed by the directors, there will be no issue. But you never know whether they are there. Because sometimes our people ask for a Form 1. Form 1 only says about the initial directors. But nowadays they may be resigned or died or what you never know. Right? Therefore, by looking at the Form 1, you can say that they are directors. Right? So at least we have to look for the Form 15, right? But that also say only through the filing of the annual report. In the first month, they can be changed. Therefore, whenever you deal with the company, the best thing is to get a copy of the resolution. That's the best way to get it done. And if possible, even ask them to include the clause that there's no restriction in the article to enter into this type of thing. It's 100% safe. You can ask company into the contract by so and so. Company also hereby authorized to so and so to sign this agreement. And also you can have a clause that there is no restriction in the company's articles to enter into such a contract. Then that's perfectly safe. There's no issue, sir. Right? Instead of those people, please, some people ask for a Form 1, Form 15, Form 1, say nothing. Because we should ask the company incorporate the by looking at that, you can get a clear picture. In Srilanka, sometimes some people can get a bad work for their former relationship. Right? A former maybe anyway, in the initial. Right. Now we discuss about the company name. Right? So incorporation and related matters done. This is the extension of the same topic. The company name, because before incorporating a company, the first thing you have to do is you have to select the company name. Without selecting the company name, you cannot fill any of those forms, right? Because we have to written the proposed company name. Even in the Form 1, there's a declaration that the proposed company name is not similar or identical that of an existing company, right? And also, once you select the company name, you have to get the approval number. Right? You can just check it. Within seconds, they will check whether the name is available or not. But however, still you need to get the approval. That will take about 1 day. Right? With that, they will issue you a name approval number that has to be sent in. Automatically it comes with that number. That number is there in each and every form. With that only you can incorporate a company. Therefore, here the company name is one of the main initial and important thing of a company. Right? So what do you know about the company names? Then one of the can company have any name? Basically, just like you and me, companies also can have any name as they have their company name. However, there are some restrictions. Those restrictions are imposed by section 6 to 12 of the company. So, like you and me, companies also have some. So, maybe LD. They are common. The names are really common name. Likewise, any name of companies are also common. Right? So, accordingly, if a company is a limited company, then the N name must be limited or its abbreviation LTD. If a company is a private limited company, then its L name should be private limited or PVP LTD. If a company is a listed public company, then the name must be end with public listed company or PLC. Therefore, to some extent, you can decide what type of company is it by looking at the company. Right? If it is PLC, definitely listed company. If it is limited, it's a public company but not listed. If it's private limited company, LTD, then it's a private limited company. So those are the end name of the company. So apart from that, there are more restrictions by Section 7 of the company. Right. So under Section 7(1), there are some restrictions. They are known as absolute restrictions because those names can be taken as a company name at all. They are completely prohibited. So that includes similar or identical name that was an existing company. You cannot have two similar names for a company. There's a one difference between a natural person and company. For the natural person, there are no restrictions, right? You can have a similar name. And also there are surnames, there are some names. Surnames common. What's the most common surname? Huh? I guess the most common surname is Suri. There's a big distance with this. That's the most common surname in the world. Apart from that, there are, there are thousands of kings in China, thousands of kings in Korea, thousands of patents in India. So those are some common surnames. So the common surnames are common, right? So even the first name or may be common for the natural person, but companies can have a similar to name. Some names can be taken, so that you cannot have a similar or identical name. You have some name, you can't have the same name again as a company. Or identical name. Sometimes people try to get capital word by a simple. So they are identical, you can't say, right? Single name by English. And also, if the company name misleads the general public, then again the registrar will not register such company. Say as an example, you want to have a business, a jewelry business. So your name of the jewelry is X Beauty Free Jewelry. Right? We register such company. Because what does it mean when it says duty free? There's no tax, you only can have them, maybe in the airport you can have them. But here you have a company, name is duty free company, but nice tax. So it definitely misleads the general public, therefore such names are not permanent. Registrar can reject if the name misleads the general public. So those names can be taken. Apart from that, by Section 7(2), these are some examples for the company names. Right? So for the identical or similar names, right? So this is the first insurance company in Sri Lanka was the Ceylon Insurance Company Limited. Ceylon Insurance Company Limited. Then another insurance company was incorporated as United Ceylon Insurance Company Limited. When the second company was incorporated, first company filed. Saying that the names are identical. So what do you think? Are they similar or different? In fact, they file a case what is called passing or factor. What do you think? These two companies, are they similar or different? Different. What's the difference? So in this case, court decided limited is a must take back, right? So it has to be there. If a company is a limited company, then they have to mention the name as a limited or LTD, the legal requirement. And also, it is illegal to use the LTD if the company is not registered. The criminal offense 50,000 fine can be charged. Then compare. There are some words where you can ignore, right? Company or CEO, the, and new, those type of, there are some terms where you can ignore when writing the or deciding the company. So company can be ignored. And the next one was insurance. Second company has also taken the term. What do you think? Can it be permitted? Yes. In this case, I call decided insurance is the common term for that industry because both were doing insurance and assurance job. Therefore, one company, one business can give a monopoly over such fund. If the second one for the food store, then probably they can challenge it, but both are doing the same thing, right? Because insurance is a common term for that business. Therefore, one cannot give monopoly over something. That also have to be heard. Therefore, when you take such common words, you need to know there's a possibility for the others to take it. Right? Then the next one was pillow. Again, no one can give a monopoly over such common term pillow in Colombo, but no one can get a monopoly. There's a possibility even for others can use it, but with another term, another word. Right? Then court decided the united is sufficient to distinguish two companies, and the second one was also permanent. Right? Therefore, in that case, what you need to know is if the words are common terms, common words, then even other companies use. But if they are abnormal, uncommon terms, then others can't use. Right? So in this second case, butter was Galle company. Was a New Zealand case. Another company was incorporated as Butter Margarine Company. The Margarine Company was incorporated, Butter Company final case. What do you think? Again, companies are property, right? Common thing. The question was whether the second company can get the word butter. In this case, for the whether it is not a common term, it's a unique name. So therefore, second company cannot be able to get that name. So they were asked to change their name. So if the name is not a common one, then others can't take it as their company. However, once company is incorporated, sometimes the registrar has some discussion. But if all things are proper, registrar has no option. He has to accept that register. But something like this name, then he has a right. However, still you have a right to challenge them before the commercial high court. If you believe it has the ability to distinguish names, then you can challenge. Right? Say as an example, when MTV was incorporated, so in fact it was not by the registrar general level, it was a trademark. MTV trademark was registered. The trademark registrar rejected, saying that TV represents for the television. Therefore, there's only one English letter M. It cannot be distinguished to sources. Therefore, it was not there. Then they challenged it before the commercial high court. They successfully argued that even though you say TV, it stands for the musical TV or whatever, and they have presented it in an uncommon way with some words that at all. Therefore, it has the quality to differentiate to company. Their argument was it has no such quality because just the one letter of the English alphabet cannot distinguish two companies. But they argue even though it's the English alphabet word, it's a different, uncommonly presented with words that are and all. Therefore, if they accept quality, then they accept. Therefore, you can challenge. If you really want, you believe that they are more similar, then you can file the case before the commercial high court and you can justify whether it is similar or whether you can challenge. Sometimes by looking at names, you can't see the true difference. So in that case, even the registrar may not be aware, he is not a judge. So then you can challenge it before the commercial high court. Banda privately. And I'm not hukum banda privately. Both were registered. But not done no. Hukum can see the visibility. Not of that. Just the policy decides whether they have to be low. Sometimes by just looking at you can't say. So that is to be decided by the court. As I told you, generally, if it is mislead the general public, will not be correct. That's why I said, like, if the English word is written in singular, capital written in simple, probably they are misleading and court will not correct. But under section 7(1)(b), that this the Chamber of Commerce can be taken as a company name unless it is registered as an association not for profit on second level. And also under section 7(2), there are some other terms. They are known as not absolute restriction but conditionally restricted name. Because generally you can't take them as a name of a company. However, with the consent of the trade minister, if you can prove that there's a national interest, then you can take. So Sri Lanka Insurance Corporation has been taken. So if you can prove that there's a national interest, with the consent of the trade minister, you can take such names. So almost all those terms, president, presidential, municipal, incorporated, cooperative society, Sri Lanka, right? It says that there's some type of relationship with the government. Therefore, unless there is such a relationship or national interest, you can't take it. But if you can prove that there's a national interest, in the consent of the trade minister, you can take such name. So, but it's, in fact, some people are very smart because the law says you can't have a Sri Lanka. So what they do is they take Lanka. Right? Lanka is that. So it is prohibited. Because law says what is prohibited is Sri Lanka. Can you change your name? Yes. Can you change? Yes. There are some compulsory change, or you can voluntarily change. Next, compulsory change means yes. With your birth certificate, you only are entitled to get your father's son. With your marriage certificate, females are entitled to get their husband's son. The compulsory, like compulsory change. So that is why you really don't care about the son. Females are certainly to someone lower than you. Because even though you apply for certificate, they will ask mother's maiden name. They never will ask surname because it is subject to change. Then someone who so every time you get married, your surname change. Because the entire get to a husband's surname. Like a winner, like our Jalan. Maiden name is unlikely to change their family. So the maid there's no issue. After the half hour, that's a surname again. That's it. It's a world in there. You know, because just family husband is surname. The only exception I know is there are some few exceptions on the Canadian. Canadian lower than win the marriage. Ekati on Amagi surname that are then one to people they have Amagi surname. So, however, so the name can be changed. There are some compulsory change and also voluntary you can change. If you want to change your name, so probably if you are less than 18 years of age, you can simply go to the Provincial Secretary of State and you can get it done. But if you are over 18, then there's a requirement of public notice. So you have to make a public notice, and thereafter, you can come certain time, you can go to the Provincial Secretary and then you can change your name. That has to be included in case 30. Then you can find that new name. The only thing is, if you are adult, you have to have a public notice. If you are a minor, then without having a public notice, you can change them. Right? But the issue with name skin. After for a reason, then you understand how complex our birth certificate can be. Right? No one will address such simple issues. Maybe. Because Europe countries, there are surnames. They write it at the end of their some countries like China, they have a family. They write their surname at the very beginning. Lanka, Samaru, 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 right? So sometimes we have family name okay, like Kela. Sometimes some people use it at the end, like Toisa, Kela. Samaru, they got Kela, Kela. First name, Kela, middle name, Kela, last name, Kela. No, different. Not your right. Oh, and in our birth certificate, there's no your full name. There's no your surname. This is birth certificate, a full name, you got that surname. Right? Take a name. Someone name full name, someone because physically have physically. I don't know that. Right? It's what birth certificate, but school certificate was public. Right? I think that is the final. But the simple thing, I mean, I have birth certificate, I mean, Namai, turn in the night. Yeah. I think it's possible. There's no proper certainty or formality to write your name in it. Then the process Vika, Nick. You are in fact to get your husband's surname. Nick. Somehow you take over. Somehow you take a code. It is not happened. I can't get a banda, I command the Pontegagi. The banda party, I can't, you know, we have to have your husband's surname. But I am a bandana, gave us the Ayana, covering what no. Well, the good of it. Turn it to nothing. That's all I get. The super is the relative. So therefore, those simple things are to be addressed. We have dinner in the name and then they will address the finance. I am not the second. It was a name. I think the Magdalena Magdalena did not take it. Mama Matra, myself. Into a name, a pin to Alpha, Mr. Master, Mamma, my first thing to Master. That's the way we did that. Lama in them, Akuduna. Take a total school in a side. School and we other. I school in a master to give you the master. You know that that. So it's our minimize those complex issues because when you apply for the country, they even know, but this one we man. Next, Liana, there's no certain. Next, E Dana, A Dana, double E Dana, E I Dana, then we have no method. English is little to they won't talk about the meaning of it. Therefore, write such a simple term in the market image. It is like a simple one, right? Task is coming out this to have. So, anyway, so you have all the right to change your name. Right? Sometimes it's a compulsory change. Like if you want to have a passport with your husband's name, you don't need any other evidence. Just present your marriage certificate. That is a very good evidence in law. That, like as I told you, with the birth certificate, you are able to get your father's surname. With the marriage certificate, you are entitled to get your husband's surname. Not any other document required to change your name. Right? So, otherwise, there are too many. You can't even input them to the computer. Right? Surname done. Not there. Right. We got a case that wife, husband, wife like a surname. නූල පැත්තේ එකා ගන්න අයින් යෝන තියෙන පාස්. අපේ ඉන්න මම විතරයි ඉන්නේ. මේ ප්‍රොපර්ටි සම්බන්ධ මේ ළමයිකට මේ විස්තර එක දාන්න බෑ කියලා. අර එන දිග වාතරමත් දාලා. මේ මාසේ නැවත වරක ඒ වගේ පස්සේ සුදු ඔකේ කරනවා. right? සුදු දේවල් තියෙන්නේ. But anyway, understanding the පුළුවන් අවස්ථාවක් තියෙනවා. එකක් තමයි anyway you can change the name. ඒ නිසා නම වෙනස් කරලා ඕන එකක් නම තුනම surname එකක් තියෙනවා. නම surname ඔක්කොම වෙනස් කරන්න පුළුවන්. ඒක වෙනස් කරලා ගන්න පුළුවන්. ඊට අමතරව මේ ඉතලා no කියලා legitimate and illegitimate. Legitimate marriage එකේදී then they can have a mother. Father certainly may done wrong, but father has to give their consent. There's no requirement of legal marriage. Marriage is not, but the children are entitled to get the father's surname, but for that father should they should give their consent. Somehow didn't come to like that's what not just I mean, there's no legal man, we call it legitimate. Right? Legitimate. All that so my thing maybe because people are very that we don't need to get married to have a children. So people are if you are a female, you can have a baby at any time. There's nothing wrong with that. It is something that you have to be proud of. That's what I made of it. One of proud it happened there. There is a couple of miles of like right? If you are not married, then there are some hundred hospitality number, so many things. That is like some children are put in toilet space and maybe left behind the train and all that. Anyway, so companies also can change their name. Sometimes companies also have a compulsory change. Right? Sometimes there are some compulsory change, like if the company, private company issue a prospectus, or private company run more than 50 members, then there's a compulsory change that they have to change their name private to public. In the same way, if the public company becomes a private company, right, not issuing prospectus or less than 50 members, they also have to change their name public to private. So those are compulsory change. What is important is to voluntarily change the company name, right? The company can voluntarily change this name under Section 8, right? So currently, yes, there's a very formal, proper procedure to change the company name. So to change the company name, it can't be done by the board of directors. It is also can be done by the simple majority. For that effect, 75% of shareholders should agree. So companies have to pass a special resolution to change its name. So special resolution is a resolution passed by more than 75% of members who are entitled to vote that such a name. Right? So therefore, clear majority should give their consent to change the company name. And also, if after passing the resolution, the written prior consent of the registrar general should be taken. Then, with the prior written consent of the registrar general, by passing a special resolution, companies can change its name. Once it is changed, then again there is a requirement to have a public notice, because then public should be informed about the new name. That notice has to be published within 20 working days. And also, registrar general should be informed within 10 working days. So that's the procedure to change the company. By passing a special resolution with the prior written consent of the registrar general. And then once it is done, the registrar general must be informed within 10 working days, and there must be a public notice within 20 working days. There's no it is company. So that is how company can change it, company name. Then company's name and number. Companies also have a unique number. That number and name must be clearly stated in almost all the documents issued by the company and all the registered office of the company. However, there are so many companies, they don't do that. Right? No private schools display their true name. But it's a legal requirement that they have displayed the name and company number in front of the registered office and all notice text document receipt whatever issued by the. And also, if the company has a company, in that company also required to have a company name and a company number. Right, so that's a law related to the company name. So apart from that, there are some practical issues that when you apply for the company name, basically as I told you before, some names can be ignored like the new, those companies, they can be ignored. And also if you use the letters of the alphabet, probably they will ask what is meant by that. Right? They sometimes use yes, whatever, sometimes you use the letter of the English alphabet. Then they will ask what's the meaning of that name. Then just give something. Then you just have to mention something. Someone if you were girlfriend, you have to say their name also. Then okay. So also when you use those names, letters, you have to have either comma or space between two letters. Right? So those are some other practical requirements when you apply for a company name. Right. So that is how company name is if you have any issues with the company name and the incorporation, just let me know. If not, we can go for the next topic. So next topic is let's discuss about the different type of company. What's the time now? Yeah. You want to break before that or? Yes. I don't mind having even 2 breaks in each week, right? You can have 10 minutes of 2 breaks. Right? Sometimes when I go for the KDU, for some people, they take break in every 45 minutes. And they will come, definitely within 10 minutes or 5 minutes, right? That's the difference, right? Because it's every 45 minutes, they go a bit over this week, you know. Tomorrow, we will have no excuse to here. But we are not surprised that like this business, and we must like very good. But the process they directly look at our face. Because I have the process. Bigger experience when you teach for those people in the post. So and also like sometimes when you only when you teach you understand that they are some of them are really educated. Even though they are in the process, they are very good educated people, especially for community. I'm when I'm down to me. Because secondary and people that they have very good qualifications. Good right. Okay, then have a break and come. Right. Okay, then we are having a break. You also can have a break, guys, if you want. And if you have any questions, you can talk to me. I'm going to stay here. Probably you'll meet the first Falcon Minister. Okay, then have a break and come.
Excuse me, sir.
If you need any clarification, just let me know. During the break cycle.
Sir, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Sir, will you able to upload the dudes to the LMS?
I will do, yeah. I have already prepared all the slides for the 15 week. So probably give me 2 days, I will upload, right?
Okay, sir, thank you.
No, home one they want issue, but maybe issue a new corporation. Change of name, new, get up in corporation. Home one is there. Yes, they will issue this, but get up in corporation. That incorporation get changed and the previous name. Yeah, the that too fine. Just absent last week. Okay. Very good. What do you do? Even though there are good systems, the people are not happy to buy. They want to. They are different wherever you are in the because stay here, you travel from one day to you travel. You travel. Then it's okay. Okay. Where was what was your school? Okay. Where's the land? Nothing. I want to buy land. I operate a company. I got the land. Need to pay. Get up the land. You will buy it on the company. Get up the land. Only to pay. No, I mean the first time you have to pay, but if you going to sell it, then the new buyer don't want to pay the stamp duty, they can buy it up. You can transfer. Yeah. Second thing, first time, you need to pay one time you have to pay. Yeah.
Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir.
Yes,
Sir, a personal question. If a personal name need to be, I mean, a part of a name should be need to be removed. What are the areas which will affect? I mean, banking or like.
you mean your personal name.
Yeah.
So what you can do is if you want to change your name, so it can be done. So first, as I told before, you have to go to the relevant provincial secretariat office, and then you have to get some application, and then you can change your name there. And then you have to, as you are 18, you have to have a public notice.
Yeah.
So then it is effective. So
So
probably if you have something like the identity card and all, then probably you have to, even in the identity card, there's another called section called other name. Whereas
yes,
some, so you
yes, sir.
can add your new name there as well. So like
So
us,
will it so will it
similar,
affect the other areas like the banks or any other retail things?
then you have to inform them, yes, the bank and all.
Thank you, sir.
Probably if you have identity card, if you change the identity card, if you have the other name in the identity card, new name as other name, then that itself is enough for the bank and other people. And probably there will be another question with the certificate and all. So in that case, probably you need to, whenever you require, you can give a affidavit saying that you have changed your name and you put your name.
Yes, so that's what when we are so if the earlier name, if we take a certificate on the earlier name, so when we are traveling overseas, so affiliate will be okay, right, sir?
Yes, that's the only thing anyway we can do. So they will accept it.
Okay,
Yes.
sir, like that.
That affidavit we have to say that both names refer to one and the same person, then they will accept.
Okay, sir, right. Thank you very much.
Right, can we continue there? So next topic is different types of something. This is another beauty of corporations or companies. When we have other business forms, probably there is not many multiple type of business. So partnership, anyway, there's only one business type. Partnership, there are two, in fact, as general partnership and the limited liability partnership. But yet again, we here only have a general partnership. We don't have a limited liability partnership. Even other forms, there's only one type of business. But when it comes to the companies, we just call company or limited company. But there are a number of business you can incorporate under the companies. And more importantly, some of them are completely different to each other. Right? Whatever whenever you want to do, there's a way to get things. You want to do business like you sole proprietorship yourself, then you can incorporate a single shareholder. If you want to get it done with the thousands of members, then public limited company. If you want to make profit, probably limited company. If you want to incorporate a charity, then association not for profit. If you want to do business somewhere else, offshore company. If they want to do business here, overseas company. Right? If you want to limit your liability to a shares, limited company. If you want to limit your liability to a specific amount, guarantee company. Right? Likewise, there are a number of different types of companies. Even though we term them as companies, sometimes completely different. Even between the limited company, right? Either when we consider or compare the private limited and public limited, completely different. Right? Completely different type of business. Right? So as an example, we say one of the fundamental concepts of company law is that ownership and management is different. But in fact, is it different in private company? In practice. Practically, in many private companies, almost all the owners are for the plan. There's no real difference between the ownership and the management. On the other hand, in public companies, owners even don't know who are the board members. There is this. The private company, no encourage. So in the private company, no discourage to have number of members. So those say maximum you can have is 50 members. So limit it to private. Right? Between these people. But in the public company, no encourage to have number of members. Whereas for a private company, no discourage the same. For a public company, it is must to issue a prospectus. For a private company, if private company issues prospectus for share to the general public, it is an offer. Right? So likewise, there are completely different laws, even though we call them companies. Right? So what are the companies that you know? Different type of companies. Yes, we work for what type of company? Private limited company. That type of company. Public company, listed company, private limited company. Partnership, okay. Does not come under the company. Private limited, BSAA. Private limited. What are the companies that you know? So from anyone look for the transport company? BSAA company. So what we got when we know? BSAA. Limited by guarantee companies, okay. Those online people, for what companies you work for?
Limited liability company, sir.
Limited liability company, okay. Is it a listed or unlisted?
Unlisted.
Unlisted, okay. Limited companies may be either listed or unlisted, right? So in Sri Lanka, there are some issues like, you know, that you don't listed corporation. Next, you don't listed limit. It is also not listed. ITA is not listed, but they are public companies. Right? So we see what are the type of companies that we can see under the companies. Right? So those are the subtopics that we will discuss. Different type of companies, right? So we have number of type of companies. Apart from that, we have limited, unlimited, offshore, overseas, subsidiary company, holding company. Right? So, comparison section 3 says that there are 3 types of companies you can incorporate under the comparison. If you look at the section 3 of the comparison, it says what type of companies are permitted to incorporate here in Sri Lanka. So accordingly, it permits you to incorporate limited companies, unlimited companies, and the companies limited by guarantee. Right? Section 3 permits you to incorporate limited company, unlimited company, and companies limited by guarantee. So limited company is a company which issues shares, and the liability of members are limited to the shares they have issued. Unlimited company is also a company which issues shares, but the liability is unlimited. Guarantee companies here in Sri Lanka don't issue shares. And the liability is anyway limited. It is limited to the amount they have agreed to pay at the event of winding up. So almost all those companies, offshore companies, and all comes under one of those 3 categories. And apart from that, part 11 set out rules about offshore companies, and part 18 says about the overseas companies. And also by section 529 interpretation section, there's an interpretation for the holding company and subsidiary company. So those are the type of companies. You can find them as you wish, whatever the way, right? Maybe according to the liability, maybe according to the membership, right? So whatever the way you can categorize them. So this is the type of companies according to the Companies Act. So Companies Act by section 3 recognize these 3 type of companies. And then by section 11 and 18 recognize offshore companies and overseas companies by separate chapters. And then these limited companies may be either public company or private company. Private companies are recognized by section 27. There's no separate section for the public company, but recognized as public company. Then the public companies can be divided into 2 as listed company and unlisted company. If you want, you can again divide them, right? Listed may be first listing or second listing like that, right? So guarantee company may be either section 32 guarantee company or section 34 association not for profit, right? So likewise, there is a subcategory as well. Right, we try to understand. So these all comes from the limited company. Whether private, public, guarantee, offshore company, all of them comes from the limited company because members' liability is limited. Either to a share they have bought or to the amount they have agreed to pay. Right. We see what is the public company, sorry, private company. So what do you know about the private company? Say something about the private company. Something. I work for private company. Something like that. But you know about the private company. Probably in any country, the most number of companies registered are no doubt private companies. In Sri Lanka, I think this is about 85%. More than 85% companies registered here in Sri Lanka are private limited companies. That itself says the importance of private limited companies. And also, it is a private company which becomes public one. Therefore, they must be treated fair and in a flexible manner. So let's see how law and society treat private companies. What is a private limited company? If I ask you, who has the confidence to say this is a private? Yes. Yes, liability is listed, but that is not common to private company. In the public companies, liability is listed. With the offshore companies, liability is listed. Yes. Exactly. All right. So he says if it is a private company, name should be private limited. If the name says private limited, it is a private limited. That's the one opinion. Yes. What is a private company? Seriously, can I come on that? Or district company, if not this. I mean, even a public company can trade easily. They are not. It's common for both private and public companies. All answers are done. I know you all know what's a private company, but I asked whether who has a customer say this is the private company. So all you said are correct. As you said, name must be in private limited, so it's correct. Right. Members are limited to 50. Correct. Then when we want to look at what is a company, basically the one good way to decide it is looking at its articles. The articles of association is a good evidence to show that what type of company. Right? So for the private company in Sri Lanka, there's a definition by section 27. Part 3 of the Act, section 27, defines what is a private limited company. Therefore, you don't need to think anything. Just look at section 27, it says what is a private limited. In Sri Lanka, there's no such definition for the public company. On contrary, in UK, there's a definition for the public company, there's no definition for the private. But we have definition for the private company. So what does it say? Content of legal term, private term. Not comfortable to read. If it's a private limited company, its article should provide this figure, right? Those figures are not, there must be a one clause in the articles that members are limited to 50, excluding employees. That clause should be there. Therefore, definitely there's a limitation of number of shareholders. It's the private limited company. In its articles, it should restrict or limit its members to 50, excluding employees. That's the one requirement to be a private limited company. And also, there must be another clause that it cannot issue shares or other securities to the general public. If a particular company's articles provide for those two, then it is a private limited company. So apart from that, there are so many other features or advantage having the private limited company. That's what you know. Right? There are some other private limited company. So one member is enough, one director is enough, directors have no retirement age, and so on. So those all are advantages of a private limited company. But this is the private limited company. By its articles, if it restricts its members to 50, excluding employees, and if it restricts to issue shares and other securities to the general public, then it is a private limited company. Does that mean that private company cannot issue shares? Can't they issue shares, private company? They have to, if they don't issue shares to the limited company, right? They do have to issue shares. So what is prohibited? They cannot issue a prospectus. They cannot issue it to a general public. Then how to raise the fund? That is what the name suggests. They have to issue shares privately. That is why it is called private limited. It does not affect the general public. You have to issue shares privately, right? To a neighbors, friends, family members. You have to issue shares privately. Therefore, it does not affect the society at large. Or maybe yourself, maybe husband and wife. So basically, we believe private limited company is a company within kinship and friendship. Right? So in many cases, their objective is the family betterment. Some countries, they are known as mama papa company. Because it is such a type of company, private company. Right? So with the family betterment is the main objective. Not all the time, might be most of the time. So they do issue shares, okay, but they have issue shares private. That is why they are called private limited. Right? Some countries it's not the same name, okay. In Australia, they are called proprietary limited. Right? They go to PTY here, then they have the PTY, they go to PTY, some other the proprietary. Same thing, then is the some type of company between kinship and friendship. Right. So that is a private limited company. If these two are there, then it's a private limited company. So, discouraged to have more than 50 members. Right. Let's say now there's a one company, it has a 49 members. One member was given a contract of employment as a CEO. How many more members can be members of this company? This is a private limited company. 2 members. Right? Maybe because limited to 50, excluding employees. Therefore, in physically active, there may be more than 50 members, provided that some of them have employment contract. So it is limited to 50, excluding employees. Okay. You got it right. So yes, there are in fact 51 members, but one member is an employee. So it says access net, excluding employees, limited to 50, excluding employees. So those are other advantages or characteristics of private limited company. So you don't need to limit these things to here, right? You can add whatever you know, whatever we can talk, you can add. So in the private limited company, even a one member can start a private limited company. One member is enough to start a private limited company. And even one director is sufficient. Right? For a private limited company, can start with single member and single director. And then generally directors of public companies have to retire at the age of 7. But this retirement age will not affect for the members of private limited. That's the one reason for the people to have private limited company. Right? If it's a public company, they have to retire at the age of 7. But if it's a private company, that will not affect. There's no retirement age. Even at the age of 90, still you can be a director of company. And name should be private limited or PVP. Right? And there's no requirement to develop the financial statements or registrar if it's a private limited. So that is another thing I want to explain. Whenever there is a comparison, or we talk about the different companies or companies in general, one argument from the student is that there are so many formalities. When there's a company, there are so many formalities. Right? You have to have a secretary, director, finance spender, and so on. Right? So is it true for the private limited? What do you think? In fact, there are formalities. It is correct. As I told you before, it is that formalities that make a company a trustworthy person. However, in practice, none of them are strict. As a director, you can have anyone. There's no qualification at all. As a director or secretary, it's a small company, any person can act as a secretary or auditor. Right? So there's no requirement to send a financial statement. Right? You don't need to file other requirements at all. If the shareholders can pass a resolution, even you don't need to comply with the articles of association. Even if a settlement means now a private company, nothing. It's only one shareholder for maximum husband. Right? Why it's done that name again? Rasana Gandhi husband of so that one person can get it done. Right? Therefore, those are not such restrictions for the private company. In fact, practically, there's no such requirement to comply with except filing the annual return. Right? Practically, as a private limited company, The only requirement, only formality to do is to file an annual return once in a year. You can try as well, private limited, and of course you can done it. Therefore, there is no such formalities to comply with in touch. Private limited. At least there is no difference between the ownership and management, even though we say one of the fundamental difference between other types of business and limited companies is the difference between the management and ownership. But in private companies, almost all the shareholders are bottom line. There's no difference at all. So there is no difference between ownership and management. Right? Therefore, there's no requirement to file a financial statement. By unanimous resolution of shareholders, company can dispense with keeping interest register. So it's a requirement by law. Each type of company has to maintain the register called interest register. Interest register means you already know companies different, shareholders, directors are different. Therefore, they can do business in the company. They can buy shares. They can be a supplier, creator, whatever. Right? However, all those things have to be written in the interest register. Common shares, they have good plus a calculation, plus a loan given and so on. It's a requirement under the company law. But if the company is a private limited company, at least you don't need to keep that register. Right? You don't need to even maintain such a register. You can done away with such requirement. That is why I said, in fact, there's no such a formality to company. But for the public company, you have to maintain it, you have to keep it. Every transaction, the directors will have to write in the interest register. But for the private company, you don't need to maintain such things. Right? The unanimous agreement is nothing for the private company. Pay money where mass holding kata, three brothers, ne? Mukagata, taking thousands in that, after that, so it's easy to pass the unanimous agreement. Right? And where all the shareholders agree writing, then it is deemed to be legally authorized, notwithstanding anything contrary in that. So, this is a very powerful document in the company, but they don't even need to comply with the articles if they can pass a unanimous agreement in treatment. If you can pass it, then they don't need to comply with the articles of association. Therefore, in fact, there is no more formalities to comply with the company, private limited companies. That is why those companies, they don't go public. Mass, all these brandings, Mobitech, they will not attack it. People will suck them, they issue shares. But they don't want to go public because then they don't have those two gains. Right? Public Kunama, which I will have Taiwan, was a resolution partner, or under good company. So, likewise, there are financial statements for the requirement, but for private company, none of them they want to comply. So that is why those companies like Mass Holdings, Brandix, whatever, even the Mobility, they still have private limited companies, but probably there are no ways very flexible about the year. Sometimes they be similar to some of the public companies, but still they run as a private limited companies here in Sri Lanka. Right. So, what are the other advantages of private limited? You don't need to limit to that. As I told you, the directors have to retire at the age of 70, but in private companies, no such restriction. At any age, they can act as a director of their own company. Then sometimes they don't need to comply with the distribution, paying the dividends, right? So there are more relaxed laws. Right? So, but yes, this relationship between company and shareholders is very close. It is almost like a sort of. But in a public company, do you have shares? Shares not other public companies. No. That is not fair. Easy to yes. Understand the corporate. You can go to the company meetings and all. You get receive dividend. I think my father will take few shares. Anyway, you can practically know what's going on in company. you will say no. You can enter the company. They will directly shares if you ask more than less than 5,000. Next, police shares that because they try to get more and more shareholders. It's a fast project for them. And also there's no, you are not going to control them. Next, is a police shares in the Burma, Samani shares in the Burma. Islam are doing million some allotment now. Very million are then actually right. So likewise, there are so many advantages having the private limited company. And also, when it comes to the general society, society also believe private companies differ from the public company. When it comes to public companies, the public believe they are sometimes even they believe they are going to government. That's all right, but they are not. But that's the attitude of the public. But when it comes to private company, they can believe it. That is how they say that because there's a close relationship between the ownership and the management and the company. So they're almost like a sole proprietorship. Therefore, you can enjoy all the rights of sole proprietorship while you enjoy the separateness and so on. Right? The person as a staff take you are not liable for anything else, right? But at the same time, if you are sole proprietorship, you have all the control because you are the owner, you are the owner. Therefore, there's a very close relationship between the ownership and management. So, companies cease to be a private company. How? Now we know what's a private company. Right? If they don't comply with those requirements, then they cease to be a private company. If company issue prospectus, then it is not a private company anymore. Then they have to change their name private to public. If there are more than 50 members, they don't comply with the section 27 anymore. Then again they have to change their name private to public. And law also permits private public companies can also become public companies. Right? Even public companies can also become public companies. If public companies are without issuing shares or less than 50 members, then they also can become a private company. Then again, it is deemed to be that they have changed their name public to private. Right? So that's a private company. Right? So probably majority of companies in any country are nothing but the private limited companies. In Sri Lanka, this place is more than 85%. Right? So even a single member can incorporate a company. Right? So as director, one director is enough. Right? No one will check their age or retirement age or whatever. Right? Almost like a sole proprietorship. Even the general public, so law also have given some flexibility. No need to send the financial statement. Right? No need to keep the interest register. If they can pass a unanimous resolution, don't need to comply with the company's act. Directors are not required to retire at the age of 20. If turnover is less than 1 million or stated capital is less than 500,000, any person can act as a secretary or director. Right? Likewise, there are so many facilities law provides for the private companies. That is because that flexibility law belief should be there to encourage the private companies to transfer all the sole proprietorship into a private limited company. Then the government can regulate the business, and also they can make some money registering and tax and all. Right. On the other hand, public companies completely different and almost the opposite of these private companies. And the society also treats the private company differently. So, then public believe private companies are belong to some people. They are privately owned, right? So, they are doing their own business, right? There's no difference between the ownership and the management, right? So, people also think it as almost like a sole proprietorship, right? And whether members of a private company can transfer their shares freely. It is also a fundamental principle concerned on that shareholders can freely transfer their shares. Is it equally applied to private companies? The members of private company can also freely transfer their shares. But you know, what is it? Huh? Yes or no? That's for the private company, yes, good you were. For the private company, tax are more than the public company. It is that. The private company is tax, public company is that. Double taxation and whenever your private company disadvantage. So before 2007, under 1982 Act, there was a similar section to 27. In that section, there was another clause that members cannot freely transfer their share. That also was there in the article. But that section is removed from 2007. Therefore, now, even the members of private company can freely transfer their share. With that removal, some people even argue that now there's nothing called private company. They are not private anymore. Because if you can freely transfer their shares, there's not private. So therefore, some people now argue they are not private. Okay. However, in private company, if shareholders want, they can have such restriction in that. But in public companies, you are not allowed to have such a restriction. But in private company, if the shareholders want to have such a restriction, then it can be incorporated as a one part of the act. Okay. So that flexibility is there, but in the model actor, there is no such restriction. Therefore, now in fact, there is no difference between the private and public companies, as even the members of private companies can also freely transfer their share. So that is why some people argue they are not private anymore. So private companies is privately owned. So there are some restrictions we can't open into the public. Right. The other type of main company is the public company. So in Sri Lanka, in fact, there's no definition like in section 27 for the public. Private company and section 27 for the but there's no such separate section to define the public company. Therefore, we have to have our own definition what is a public company. So public company, probably we can define a company which can raise its fund, issuing shares and other securities to the general public. So that's the one main characteristic of a company. When we commonly talk about the companies, we say that companies can raise its fund, issuing shares to the general public. But that is only true for the public company. 85% of companies have no that fine. Private companies cannot issue a prospectus. But it is only the public company can issue a prospectus that could be either listed or unlisted. Both public companies can issue prospectus, face its fund. Even this type of country still, when you issue shares, there are people to buy. Some of the public issues were very good in Sri Lanka, something like IOC issued long time ago. They have to close the issue same day because they receive more than 4 times as they expect. Right? So that is the one features of public company. Right? You can make millions within hours. Issue shares to the general public. And also it is a type of company. There's no minimum number of or maximum number of members. Right? Maybe thousands ownership in the public company. So public company is a company with no maximum number of members and they can raise its capital issuing shares and other securities to the general public. So two these companies are belong to public companies. So basically it is giving the public companies are belong to the general public. They are belong to people like you and me. It may be either you directly taken the shares, then you directly become one of such companies, even though you don't have any shares board, but still you are strict stakeholders of the public company because somehow or other you are attached to the public company. Say as an example, actually you will have insurance, right? Like I would like to shift over. Those insurance companies invest their money there. So those insurance companies invest their money by shares of public company, right? So if you have an EPF, ETF, they invest their money by shares in public companies. Likewise, even though you don't have directly shareholder, still indirectly you will become the shareholders of the company because those companies like insurance fund, EPF fund or whatever, they invest in public companies. That is why American always says all those multinational transnational companies are belong to the working people of America. Because all the Americans have either pension or EPF, they invest those funds in buying shares in multinational transnational companies. Therefore, indirectly, those two Americans are the owners of those international multinational companies. So they are belong to the general fund. So that is why they are closely regulated by the government because they belong to the general fund. Right? Unlike in private companies, they are privately owned. Public companies are public money. So therefore, there are so many other rules and regulations to govern the public companies. That is why they are not on the companies. There are so many other rules, regulations, laws to regulate the public companies, like mergers code, acquisition code, unit trust code, good governance code, act. Likewise, there are so many other rules regulators to regulate the public companies because they belong to the general fund. Right. So apart from that, yes. So those are the other characteristics of public companies. So maximum members, there's no maximum number of members. Minimum. In the section 4, it is not clear, right? Because section 4 says about the limited company. So public companies are not limited companies. According to section 4, it says like one, but and crystal clear, the companies register never ever will allow public company to incorporate with single person. In UK, it clearly says that minimum numbers are 2 for the public company. In our act, this because it doesn't say. It says limited company can be incorporated with the single shareholder company, but it is only permitted for the private limited company. Public company definitely 2, but looking at the companies that you can't get the clear idea. However, there must be 2 days. Run the public company, there must be at least 2 days. And also, as they are general public, money of the general public, there must be a independent qualified auditor. And also there must be a qualified secretary. For the private companies, it is not mandated unless it is there more than 500 capital and so and so. But for the public companies, it is mandated to have a qualified secretary. It is mandated to have a qualified auditor. Because companies, owners are separate, board of directors are separate. Clearly, there's a gap between the management and the ownership. So, to fill that gap, it is done by the auditors. So, there's the importance of auditors being independent. Right? If they take the side of the directors, then there's no, that objective is destroyed there. Right? So, the private public companies need independent auditors because this ownership and management is in 2 different hands. Right? So, apart from that, they can issue shares to the general public to raise its capital. So directors have a retirement age limit. They have to retire at the age of 7. What's the retirement age for the other employees today? Are you get 60? So in Sri Lanka, that was also very vague position, right? For the labor law, for the private sector, it said 55 for males and 54 females, but that could be various from the agreement between the employer and employee. So the public sector is standing. Sometimes 55, sometimes 57, sometimes with the extension 60, sometimes 63. There was no clear retirement age at all, right? But now it is more clear. Now there's no difference between male and female. Now there's a retirement age act. Accordingly, the retirement age of employees in Sri Lanka is 60. But for the public sector, again, there are some exceptions for the nurses and doctors. Right? Doctors have filed a case, nurses done it in a very smart manner, so they have made it 53. So with those the migration issues and all, now there will be no issues. They will extend the head sector employees retirement age at 60. Some countries now it is 70 now retirement age. So I think, and also they can work, right? But in Sri Lanka, I think there are some other issues. The people want to work for a one company for years. They change every time. Maybe after one එක දාන්න ගිහලා එතන රන්දුලි හෙන්නේ නැහැ. Use එකක් ගත්තා I don't never see those things. But for the 1 million people years. අපි අවුරුදු 25 කරනවා මම කම්මෙට නේ. අර පිටි කවුත් ළමයි පාව. අපදාට කරන්නේ. So it was a common practice when they were then they will control everyone, the recruitment and all. But in those countries, they enjoy their life. They in there. Then even at the age of 70, it's okay because if you are in the one same place, you know it's bored. Right? But if you change your pace every 10 years time or whatever, then you are fresh, then you still feel to us. And also now people are really helping the education and the vector, right? Many things are also developed, improved. So many countries now retirement age has become 70 or 55. Right? In Sri Lanka, only the Supreme Court judges and the university lecturers retirement age is 65. All others are 60, with some few exceptions for some profession. Right? For the directors, it is 70. So, and in the public companies, the shareholders can freely transfer their shares. It is also a main feature of the concept of company. And public companies may be either listed company or unlisted company. Right? So the even listed company may be listed with the first listing or second listing. How many listed companies in Sri Lanka? අපේ ශ්‍යාමක්ෂර මං කියන්නේ ලෝකේ තියෙන ඕනම ශ්‍යාමක් නේ කවුරුද දැනගන්නේ කවුරුත් බිස්නස් කරනවා හිතන්නේ නැහැ. So there are so many reasons for that. One common reason is hopefully nothing but our interest rate. So basically, even though there are so many other advantages, basically when you have extra money, you don't have extra money, that's another reason. But basically, the two options you have available is to have a fixed deposit or invest in the share market. Next, Lanka fixed deposit samane, probably also 30-32 next. When you have such interest rate, I don't think you need to invest in the risk share market. Other than that, but still there are so many other financial institutions where you can go and talk and have some good interest rate. That's the one reason that people will not invest in the share market. Apart from that, so very sure that some people control share market. So that is why people try to get some shares like Melbourne, Muncie and all those people to be listed. But those companies are also not listed. So that's another drawback in our share market. So however, they have permit to list the foreign companies now. With that permit, they will try to expand the share market. Foreign companies and expand also that way. The other thing is in Sri Lankan economy, major part is run by nothing but the bank. That's also not a good sign of the economy, I think, but in Sri Lanka, so major listed companies are controlled by the banking sector. Out of the banking sector, again, they are public, like BOC people. They are also not listed. They are listed. this time you new balance. So privatized so much. Therefore, those are other some reasons to have such a poor yeah. You should pay in there anyway. So in the BOC, debate are but if shares are listed, traditionally they believe that's the only. But nowadays, no one knows what the difference between the shares and debentures. When you compare something like different shares and debentures, there's no difference at all. Right? And when you list the debentures, then people don't talk. But if you're going to list the shares, then people will come. So in the India, part of the bag. So that is right. So those are some reasons we have such a poor share. So the general public opinion is very important, right? So we discussed on the Galle company aspect, right? So when it's a cycle, we should care about it. But people won't talk about sleep because of their visa. That is also a type of private company. The people believe when it's named in with the Galle company, people believe it's a charity. Right? But completely different. So people believe all the gas companies are associated, not for profit. But still, it's almost like a private company. But the knowledge of the public is very poor. So therefore, sometimes you can get advantage like that anyway, right? So if they got that advantage of the poor knowledge of the public about the different type of companies. But unfortunately, that other man became. But anyway, that's also their failure. Right? Before you start a company, the first thing is to find the proper company home. Right? Only get the same, no? Private private limited is not the best thing, especially like medical college. We address on the Demanan gas limited. This is done this. Even I think might be proposed to make it a public limited company. Well, we was for the whole limited. You can find the public get them not like it. Wouldn't do so. They are professors. Some doctors or maybe local done it there. So that is why there must be a proper website. I don't think they will never ever incorporate a medical society as a private. Now you know already, private limited is a family owned business. Family better owned by kinship and friendship. After the medical education, you company. That's not practical. Even though it is objective people, that is such we know. We believe private company as a company belong to family members. So it is easy for the opposition party opponent to raise their issues when they incorporate in the different program. Right. So public companies are also important because yes, they contribute in a considerable manner for the country's economy. Country's GDP. They provide jobs. Right? They deal with the new technology. Right? In that sense, they also have a good contribution to the country's economy. Therefore, they also should be recognized in the proper manner, and it is our duty to protect them as well. Right? Even though in numbers we have only about 400 listed companies, there are some other unlisted companies as well. So, if you have a number of listed companies, that also indicates about the country's economy aspect, right? Probably they provide number of jobs and all that. So even in Sri Lanka, we have some type of companies like your Peace Company, whatever, they have a good name, right? So therefore, it's the duty of the government and the duty of the CSP to encourage other business like CBL and all to get listed. And also they should try to get listed the public branch aspect. But I don't know how it is possible in this country. But in that way, they can improve the list PSP and the public companies in the country. Right. So this is another type of company. Companies limited by guarantee, where there is a misunderstanding about the general public and also sometimes even the members of the Registrar General of Office Asset. Temporary Registrar General Asset. Whenever it says guarantee company, there's a misunderstanding that they are correct. That's why I said speak to the best advantage of that misunderstanding. Right? So, guarantee company is another type of private company. Right? The only thing is, the name in the guarantee and there must be an object clause. Right? So, but many people within their tenants, all some different type of organization. So, about the guarantee company, it is part 3. Part 2, private company. Part 3, guarantee company. So, guarantee company is a company which does not issue shares. But it's a limited liability company because the members' liability is limited to the amount they have agreed to pay at the rate of fine income. So, it is a guarantee company. Right? So, as they do not issue shares, there are no shareholders in guarantee company. Therefore, shareholders must be replaced with the members. So that's the main difference between the term member and shareholder. For a company with issue shares, there's no difference between the term member and shareholder. But guarantee companies, as they do not issue shares, they only have members. Therefore, for all the terms, shareholder must be replaced with the term member for the guarantee company. Then the shareholder register for the guarantee company, members in it, like that. Whenever you do anything in accounting, probably you do them assuming that one member has a one share. Right? And also in guarantee companies, they don't have a loss and profit account. They have a income and expenditure account. So likewise, there are some difference between the guarantee company and the limited company. So, how to register a guarantee company is set out by section 32. Right. Registration of the limited company is by section 4. Registration of a guarantee company is by section 12. So, how does it start? Well, section 32 start. Yes. Any 2 or more persons. For section 4, what are any person or person. So that is why limited company may be start with one person. Any person, no person. So what's the minimum members for the guarantee company? Any 2 or more persons. So minimum numbers for the guarantee company is 2. That's why it starts any 2 or more persons. Right? Can apply to form a company limited by guarantee by making an application to the registrar signed by each of the initial shareholders. So application form for the guarantee company is form 5, not form 1. Limited company form 1, guarantee company form 5. So with the form 5, they have to present these other documents to include the guarantee company. So the articles of association. So application form 5, then articles of association, then consent of director, consent of secretary. Form 5, articles, form 18, form 19. 18, 19, 6. Right. Application form is form 5. Articles is there, but articles you can't have a model article as article of the guarantee company. Because model articles are there for the limited company. So about articles of guarantee company, you have to refer section 33. So section 33 says what should be there in the articles of the guarantee company. What does it say? So guarantee companies have articles. That articles should set out the object of the company. So guarantee company should have an object. For the limited company, it is optional. It is optional. In the model article, no object. But for the guarantee company, you can incorporate without object. They have to have object. How much the guarantee company incorporate? Right? Therefore, the only requirement for the guarantee company, it is a private company with the object clause. So there must be object clause and Also, there must be another clause stating the amount members have agreed to pay at the liquidation at the time of binding. Those two should be there. වහදානකට කියා කියනවාද? සහ පරමාර්ථ තීන්දුව agreement article. If those two are there in articles, then that company is a guarantee company. That company is a guarantee. So that is it. But some people say they are guaranteed. There's nothing to do that. They can make policy, they can do this. Only thing is they are liabilities business. Private company is after the liability business, maybe one of them makes that deal. So they don't need to liable for any other place. Only they are liable to pay at the end of 5 days. But in a limited company, they are liable to pay at cost. You understand? You look it up here. Then the company can have something like that. What done to say, Mr. Legal Man Acura, Man Legal Deva, so they are liable to that. Right? Apart from that, only thing is they have to have an object cost. So this is one good type of company. We are almost all the private school can be incorporated as a guarantee company. But because of that misconception, not only among the general public, but even among the public officials and even the members of registrar of company, they believe these are related to NGO and so on. So, right? That this will be registered at the NGO secretary and also with the defense secretary. So they have no right to decide the articles of a company. Then as a requirement, if you want to incorporate the company, you incorporate some clause. But there are no people in the defense secretary or NGO secretariat to check. They know nothing about the company. Right? So, right? We can't invade. Right? As a result, now people want to incorporate the company here. But maybe less number of them. We should done that. This is another type of company. Your liability is different. You can incorporate company to do any business. So that misconcept is there with the extension of the guarantee company, which can be registered under Section 30. Right? So guarantee companies can be incorporated as an association not for profit under Section 34. Right? It's a different company. Right? It's an extension of the guarantee company. Right? So if the guarantee company has a useful object, if the guarantee company has a useful object, like promoting art, commerce, science, religion, sport, or something so and so, then they can be incorporated as an association not for profit under Section 34. It is not a guarantee limited. It is an association not for profit. They have some privileges. They don't need to mention guarantee limited at the end. Right? They have a privilege to have a name without the limited or guarantee limited at the end. Right? And also, their object has to be a useful object. And also, there is a misunderstanding that they cannot make profit. Is it true? No, you can make profit, but there must be a clause that you cannot share. You can make profit, but you can share profit by way of dividend or otherwise. Right? You can make profit, but you have to use profit to promote that useful object. Right? So that is the association not for profit. But many people believe if you incorporate a guarantee company, it is an association. That's complete two different types of companies. Right? So association not for profit, right? So can be incorporated to promote the useful object, like promoting art, commerce, science, trade, business, whatever, right? And in their articles, there must be a clause that if there is any profit, right, there must be a prohibit the payment of any dividend to its members. If there's any profit, they have to use that profit to promote their useful object. If so, then without the name limited, they can incorporate their company. So what are the examples for such association non-for-profit? The best example is Colombo Stock Exchange. It is an association not-for-profit registered under this section. The useful object is to promote the trade and commerce of the country. Who are the members? Stock brokers are the members of that company. That was planned to go public, but it was not done. Then, take a public company and right. So, anyway, another example is the Chamber of Commerce. That is also an association not for profit. Right. So, because of that misunderstanding of the country, people incorporate their business as a guarantee. Right. So, it is a guarantee limiter. There are 7 members. Their liability is 1,000 rupees. So, they have no profit. They share profit. Right. We used to carry on right? So, their misunderstanding is so much. Some people believe in the government. Right. Someone is like and we can get anything. Right? It is 100% private equity registered as a guarantee. Right? Higher education will come up. Okay. Useful object that we know is a guarantee company. Object that we know. Right? Okay, here I go. In right? So it is also some type of scandal in the country. I will not disclose, but people know it. So they have taken the money and land, start at the street, later incorporate this as a guarantee limiter, or the property come under the guarantee limiter. So now they run this as a private. Right? So that is their response. That's went wrong with the that civil plan. Civil plan is starting as a private. So then public believe private limited as a like ownership, sole proprietorship, it's a private business and so on. Right? So therefore, that was the main reason. Those allegations against the civil plan and medical code. Because that is not a suitable business form at all to promote the medical education of the country. Private limited is not at all. At least it has to be a public company. You have to incorporate as a guarantee mutual association non-profit. Right? When there are such option under companies, companies have provided whatever in your business, there's a way to incorporate. Right? So probably those people should give the proper instruction, and that's for the business people. This is the best form to incorporate. Right? If it incorporate as an association non-profit or at least as a guarantee company, probably would have been success more than right. Or the mutual return economic charity. Right. Because they are now they didn't want to salary 20 million. How it can private companies. You can speak for it. Right. When people then profit of dividend related salary right. So that's why smart people get their things done. Right. So probably more than 75% of people believe that the companies are charities or something like that. Right. But they are private business. They are private business. If we search association not for profit, then not they cannot share profit, but still they can get them done in different way like various and right. So it is a privilege. These companies can incorporate without the term limited at the end. So that it is term is called LCS. There's nothing called limited or limited, but for all the purposes, they are limited companies. They are limited companies limited by Galle. Right. So the registration procedure for Galle limited is Viparanama, right? So if it's association, again different because we have to publish it, they have to get the approval from the registrar for the articles. Even when they want to change the articles, again they have to get the approval because it has to be a useful object, right? Likewise, there are some restriction registering association not proper. For the guarantee company, it's not that much restriction, but still there are restriction to register with the defense secretary. No, they are unnecessary requirements. But for the guarantee company, there are some requirements. So, guarantee company may have in you can just check what are those requirements. Those sections will not apply to guarantee company, right? Because almost all those shares are related to the, all those sections are related to the share, issue of shares, consideration of shares, dividend, right? Because guarantee companies do not issue shares. Therefore, sections related to the shares, dividend, consideration are not part of the guarantee company. Therefore, they will not apply to guarantee company. Other provisions will apply, like each member has a one share, right? So members register, sorry, share register is a members register. Likewise, they will be differently applied. So you never know where you have to work. If you have to work something like Chamber of Commerce or CSC, then these are the laws. That is how they are. And also the registrar has a right to revoke the license granted under this law. Right. So those are the three main types of companies. But unfortunately, because of that misunderstanding in the country, the guarantee companies and association of not-for-profit are very less number of companies. I don't know exactly, but I'm sure less than 3%. Less than 3% guarantee companies, but guarantee companies are another type of private company. With almost all the private people can be incorporated as a guarantee. But as those restriction and misunderstanding, now almost all the private schools are listed as what? Now they are as private limited company, which is not good even in but like family business to school, it's not good. But they could be incorporated as a guarantee limited unless those unnecessary requirements are. Right. Right. So we have a customized guarantee company, they have done private company on the board. The unnecessary requirement. Right. So probably this is enough for today. I'm also really tired. I'm right. The future will be present next week that day. So probably we can start on this and have it. So what do you want to do for the assignment? That is also part of the syllabus. 40 marks are given for assignment. I don't want to give you any stress or unnecessary burden because you all are important. But on the other hand, it is a part of your exam and give you 40 marks. Therefore, you have to do something. Distress and enjoy the factor, right? So, can give a group work provided that you all contribute to the group. But according to my experience, when we as a group, it is also an individual work by one person. Okay. All management can the plan. Under that place, sometimes in some units, they don't give individual assignment. So it is part of the syllabus to promote group work, teamwork, and the part of the syllabus. So it is actually through continuous assessment. So that you never will get from the professional exam. You only want to get curriculum with teamwork is a part of the syllabus. The objective was the graduate profile. Every summer you are done, maybe both of them get the certification. Become an avalanche here. One year after all those people contribute in the academic time. The wonderful has be a part of that. Somehow or other, you have to contribute. Someone is here without that. You have to be a part of that group. That is the teamwork, right? But there are some people, some members even don't know whether they are part of their membership. Once there are issues, so once they visit the subject, they know, please incorporate my number as well. If it's not mistakenly not included, and so on. Right? So therefore, we will see whether we can have at least one individual apartment plan. Others can be make a group work. Or sometimes I try to do something in pair. Then you have to work. Then we can have a what are the conclusion that they were there. That is our then we have probably both out. By next week, I decide what to do at the time. But yes. So anyway, I make sure that's not the answer. But okay then. So we just discussed a different type of content today. So it is another difference between the concept of cooperation that even though we call about the company, there are different type of companies that you can incorporate the company. Probably whatever the business you want to do, there's a way to incorporate it, right? So there are countries sometimes different needs, right? So we have already discussed three main types of business types, but there are some other types like offshore companies, overseas companies, subsidiaries, holding companies, and multinational class other group of companies and all. So we can do this next week, and they start another topic, probably answers of that. Okay, then. So end of the weekend, right? So enjoy Sunday.